helpful in a variety of other fields, designing your home, designing your landscaping. Just to be aware of how things interact with each other, and emotional value, and the visual value, and significance of different things. So we're going to talk about the principles of design, but we're only going to talk about one thing today, and that is line. Okay, we could talk about several other things, but we're going to talk about line. First of all, let's turn off the light. Definition of line. May be different than what you've had in math, I'm not sure. An extension of a point, elongated mark, now think of these things, connection between 2 points, or the effect of the edge of an object. You see the edge of this screen right here? That makes a line. Why? There are several ways that designers employ lines, think about lines, use lines in a composition. One is to make a shape, a contour, or to define a boundary. To create variety by using angular, broken, bent, thick, or thin lines. When you designed the prom last year, did every single thing that you put into that design look the same? Mm-hmm. Did you want a variety of things so that it had some interest?
Yes.
Okay. To create rhythm with curved or straight lines, varied in length. Did you ever think about lines creating rhythm?
Yes.
Have you studied photography, composition at all? You didn't take that class that they started this year, right? That was the first year for
I
that.
took that meeting.
Okay. You know what that means? That's right. To simulate texture. You all know that we can draw lines on an object to create the look of, say, tree bark, correct? Did we do anything like that this year in the play? Did we create texture on any of the objects that we painted?
The rocks.
Thank you, the rocks. All right. Passive lines are created between the division of one color from another or a mass from space. An object up there on stage will have a mass, and it will be contrasted from the background. Or as they said, different color blocks can create lines. When you go to draw them as a first grader, rather than drawing a simple row of curtains in the back, you're probably going to draw the shape of the object in the foreground. You use lines in perspective to create the illusion of depth. If something is farther away, do you draw it larger or smaller?
Huh?
If you're drawing
Smaller.
a picture of a
It's
farm, it goes
smaller.
smaller, right? Lines are organized to express movement or motion, kind of what we talked about up here at the top, and then to create focus through direction. Okay? So, did you remember that we use lines on stage by the position of objects and the edges of objects to emphasize some of the most important, prominent, and significant things in Soldadera? What was one thing on stage that had great importance both in the script and in the symbolism of the play? What area on stage?
The cave.
The cave. So we emphasized it upstage with the angles of everything going towards it, and then what did you do, Mitchell, to even accent it more?
The light.
Yeah, you used a different light to emphasize it. Okay, so that's line. Let's talk about the aspects of line. We're going to do an activity here in just a minute with the aspects of line. You categorize kinds of lines into their path, their thickness, their evenness, their continuity, the sharpness of the edge or the contour of the edge, the consistency of the line, the length of the line, and the direction. In a few minutes when you get a handout, you're going to understand this much better because there are illustrations.